What can Cloud9 do here? They cannot afford a slow start on this one. Their CT side is where they were strong. That's where they get to start here as FaZe bust up Banana.
Well, Twist is going to be leading the charge, and they are just all guns blazing. 5 of them coming straight on into the hit. That boost up on both sides is going to be potent. Shiro with the dual Berettas gets firing, but only good for one. Nafny on the boost gets one, and Buster able to find a double. Everything falling apart here. Buster runs out of bullets. The bomb gets planted. Criminal from Rain, and now a chance to clear Buster, who's stuck in the back of the site, dancing around the pillar, but he stands tall.
Yeah, great recovery to the round there for Cloud9. Buster in particular didn't get the most amount of kills over on Mirage. Well, he gets 3 in this one. Nafny with 2. Not the 2 usual players to stand up and get the kills when it matters most, but they collect it. They've got the first round of play, and it's essential they get off to a good start here, Alex, just to reset mentally.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, they did win both pistols over on the first map as well. But here on Inferno, it's just a completely different story as to why this is so important for them. They had a solid stack in place. Shiro not able to get going with the dualies, but he just drew the attention long enough. And with that cheeky bomb plant, FaZe will go ahead and get a force buy and a lot of utility behind it into this round.
You saw those forces back and forward on early Mirage. Neither team wanting to yield, and Axel's taking a little bit of aggression with this MP9. He's going to get a lot of information. Spot's back's turned. He's able to find one. Twist falls with the bomb. Now Axel gets away for free.
Lovely to see the confidence plays made by Cloud9. And Axel's happy to just get away with one and the info. And wow, he's actually maybe not happy with just one. Thinks about coming back, but just a nade down. FaZe yet to fully establish Banana control in this round. They will start to throw some utility towards A. And they might get a chance to isolate this fight on B.
Rain starts to edge around the half wall. Nafny at the ready. MP9 gets caught. And that's the cut open on the B side. Shiro lets the blood flow though. The FAMAS goes forward, just one, and nearly gets to stay alive a little bit too long there to pull off the reload, but eventually FaZe will follow up with a second kill into this B site, smoke out CT, and Cloud9 on the rotate back in, setting up for the retake.
Kill on Axel, and everyone has arrived. Brokey in a good position here. In fact, even a boost looking like it was considered, but no, Hobbit just going to phase that smoke. Looking for the gap here. Brokey so close in towards pool. Edges on forward. Cloud9 are taking their time with this, and another smoke comes on down. That's going to force them all through this choke. Jumping on over. Axel hits that. Rops to the very fast trade with the Tech 9, though. Now the time has ticked on down. They have to get on this ball. The spam coming on through. Rob, he can't connect. He's trying to. The MP9 can't do it. And they ninja defuse the bomb.
That's insane. Cloud9, the only way back in. They stick the defuse inside of the smoke, and they're sending bullets in. They're trying to pepper down that defender, defusing the bomb, but FaZe cannot find it in time. What a round to find for Cloud9. It looks so good for FaZe into the dying seconds of this. They're going to have to take rounds like that.
Yeah, the flash was so good to get them into the bomb site, but man, what a steal from Cloud9. It didn't feel like they had any way in once that CT smoke came down. Look at the aggression though. Hobbit down second mid straight away, hits the headshot, and he spots that second man.
Well, this aggression hasn't really paid off for Cloud9. They've come down a player, and the B site has fallen. Carrigan has just sprinted up through Banana, taking this B site, and Cloud9 having to figure out what is available to them. What does this round look like? And the fight in Banana goes the way of Twist. Buster right down through the smoke, catches the bomb. Still could get a little bit hairy here for FaZe, but the bomb is collected and sent back up towards B. They get out of that awkward scenario, and now Hobbit is the next player in for Cloud9 for the Speedway. Carrigan has spotted him. Luckily around the corner, he's got some cover here to plant the bomb. Otherwise, Hobbit could have denied it all. Twist was low, and Hobbit finishes him off, sets himself up for the 2 versus 2 as both remaining CTs come in from spawn.
Taking their time. Hobbit moving in first, but Rops on this angle will whip both! Instant transfer! That is unreal from Rops. I could barely even react to that.
Yeah, that's insane. Rops just gets the double instantly as they just push in, and this is the call for Carrigan. He doesn't stop, and you see this aggression coming in for Cloud9. perhaps they've seen this in the B&E game, right? FaZe really struggled to handle some of that aggression, but that is, again, robotic from Rops.
What a monster. And what a round, finally. All these forces net success with Cloud9 getting so deep in mid. It looked a little worrying for FaZe then when that bomb got dropped. Goes into the 2-on-2. Rops delivers, as he always does.
Pistols now, Nafany up close. Flashed in, could work, but Brokey gets him from long range. Any chaos that they were attempting has been taken out of the round from that.
This is the reset round for Cloud9 as well. Got the 2-2 setup at the moment. Shiro peeking on out with that Desert Eagle, trying to make it connect. Smoke comes on through and he's still yet to find a head. Rob Hobbit trying to get something done with the CZ, almost does. And in fact, Shiro coming on through does eventually trade. With that rotation coming on over, they know there can only be one at A.
And Axel's not really in a comfortable spot here at all, is he? Out towards the hay bales. You hear all the steps of FaZe charging in towards him. Axel's D dishes out body shots and wants a bit more. Carrigan and Twist deny. And Cloud9 have to concede this as expected with the weaker weapons. FaZe just get in towards the A site, lock in the plant. And now they just hold on. Shiro push forward. See if he can grab something here. Maybe he can get a kill or two. Yeah. Way out the door. There's a chance for Shiro to fight Rain. Second kill not going to be found as Carrigan replies with speed.
Solid recovery here from FaZe. Cloud9 going for all this early aggression. And in that third round, it didn't pay off for them. FaZe able to handle it. And a very early timeout taken from Cloud9. I think it's important for them that if the mood is down, they aren't scared to just use these early timeouts. But the money should still be precarious in this round. Probably too bad for them.
There should be the eco here with the buy coming next. That loss bonus will start to kick in soon. Shiro's kept a bit of extra so he can get out the AWP into the follow-up round. So FaZe, just through pure force, have managed to get themselves in a good position early.
Feeling good for FaZe. Oh, after you, Shiro.
Oh, another little fumble there for Cloud9.
So after they shot the chicken, that's instant karma.
Yeah, this round shouldn't really be expected to gather too much, but you know, for FaZe, they're getting themselves into a position now on this T side where they can start to dictate the pace of the game. If they can deal with Cloud9 keep throwing aggression at them like they did in the previous, if they can deal with that, that's an elevation in performance from the game against B&E. Rops just clears out the apartments, no issue for him.
Another double kill that's just looked absolutely so sharp from Rops.
Yeah, I mean, there's no resistance here at all, right? So nice and easy for him. But just the mechanics on display. But FaZe are just looking to add another round to the tally. We'll put 13 rounds away from qualification for the Paris Major. Really intrigued to see the fight that Cloud9 are going to put up here when the guns keep rolling out. So far, FaZe look dialed in. And they did have a good T-start against B&E. It was towards the later stages of that first half that it did start to go the other way.
Yeah, I feel like for Cloud9 here, they've probably come into this with some ideas that they can go for early aggression. But I'd assume that's a game plan early into the half, and then you'll probably go back to your more standard rounds, right? It's oftentimes teams will come into a map saying, okay, in the first gun round, we might have a plan for that. In the second gun round, they might have a specific plan there. But then as the half goes on, you have to start adapting and adjusting and feeling the game. And here is Shiro on the AWP. Brokey has one of his own on the T side as we get into our first full-fledged gun round.
Yeah, how aggressive is Shiro going to get? Because that was something we mentioned. He wasn't really getting involved with the opening duels over on Mirage, and that was an issue for them. We'll see what his decision is this time around. It is at the moment just holding from long. Brokey actually going to be creeping on up towards him with the AWP of his own. Shiro has this angle locked on down, but Brokey should be expecting. The question is, does he go for this swing, or does he just hold to see if a peek comes? He is edging towards it. Smoke comes on down, and Shiro decides not to fire off the shot. Falls on back.
See where FaZe decide to end this round. For Cloud9, Axile is their best CT performer on this map in Pit. Has some incredible stats in that position. In fact, last time they played FaZe, he went 15 for 4 on CT side in that Pit position.
Well, they're avoiding him right now. They're going in towards this B setup, 45 seconds. Hobbit is just jiggling for info, pulls the smoke, and he's trying to distract. His teammate boosted up here in towards CT. Nafany's calling that they're taking quite a bit of damage from the fire. 30 seconds here for FaZe. This is not the kind of commitment forward they were hoping to get, but they go again. Here comes the double dip. Nafany still undetected inside of the CT boost. They'll hold this position and get nothing from it. FaZe do very well to get him out of there. And now they're into the site. FaZe will be disappointed they lost Rain, but maybe Twist can step up for that. If Brokey sets up the bed and switch, he can draw away this first kill, and then Twist's rifle is pulled into easy kills if Cloud9 were to attempt this, but they're not going to attempt it. They don't feel like they can go for this, given the economic situation, the lack of utility. They're going to pull away and commit to the save call, and that's going to be FaZe heading up to 4.
You need to find something early. There was just no kit. Sure, he does get a nice kill into Brokey. AWP will be recovered. Should be able to get away, although he might try and deny the crosshair from Twist. Ooh, just misses the timing. I'm surprised FaZe were able to make their way into that site. They lose the first kill. It's a really nice defensive setup from Cloud9, and there was just no utility from FaZe. It's unfortunate the boosted player in, I think it was Nafany, gets tagged on that drive-by, because then they immediately know he's there.
And the counter utility seemed like it was pretty well timed, but FaZe able to barrel on through anyway. Nafany.
Yeah, that's that shot from Twist that lets them know he's there.
Yeah, just not able to get anything done from that boosted position. Had to find something. Because when you lose bomb sites on Inferno, it's really hard to get back into them. It's not the full investment from Cloud9, even with the saved guns. That's a good nade down mid. Dead on. Brokey down below half health.
Trading the utility blow for blow and Banana. Right now, Twists, who has had moments on Inferno where he can just take over this Banana fight single-handedly. He is tasked with holding it again. The rest of his teammates are going to come join Brain and Brokey through the underpass. Carrigan's already there. Once again, they look to apply some pressure towards this B setup. Currently 3 players in the setup right now for Cloud9.
Well, they were able to force their way in when it was against the full buy, so knowing that there's only those couple of weapons saved on over, they're feeling a bit more confident trying to do the same this time around. Shiro with the AWP though, starts to edge on forward. Gonna get up onto the angle, out in the open, hits the timing shot to Carrigan.
Yeah, good shot from Shiro, heads into the back of the site. The new boxes where so many AWPers can deliver, but Shiro's a little different. It's 2 for him towards the site. Often could have expected more, but he needed more. And now that push forward from Brokey. Why has he done that? He's completely offered himself up, and Cloud9 have another weapon to play with. And now a better shot at picking this round up. It's a 4 versus 2. Twist over the top of the smoke. Gets on the kill on the Buster. And with a twist and a turn, it's Russell Van Dalken that steps up in the moment. Just Axel now left. Twist wants one more to collect all 5. And Axel has got to be shaking coming back into this one. It's the big game player with the big game rounds. Twist yet again with all 5.
How the hell does that happen? Turning on all angles, spams through the smoke, Twist does it all. Unbelievable recovery from him. Getting over the top initially, hungry for frags, they try and push him, but you can't put this man down, not in this round.
Doesn't even need to see him to take him down. Pulls that one out of the hat. Unbelievable from Twist, what a round. Yeah, damn right.
Well, against the B&E side, he did get an ace as well. On the T side, it started to go wrong after that point.
Well, let's not jinx it.
Let's hope it's a completely different story now. FaZe 5 in a row, And Shiro with the AWP from the library.
What?
Twist is feeling it. Twist is stepping up, but eventually gets caught by Buster. But FaZe are continuing this attack. Axel's in the pit. You mentioned him being one of the best pit players on the planet, and he's starting to show why. 2 on Carrigan and Rain. And he might get more. Quick switches, and that cost him his life. Robs turns on a dime, gets a second in the sight. And FaZe once again battle back to a competitive spot. Even though Cloud9 get a double on the initial hold. Robs is so close to Nafany. The Cloud9 in-game leader inside of the smoke. A box just separates them. A few inches from death on either side. And Brokey is just staying composed, but Nafany makes the jump up. So it is all on Brokey. Load up the laser. The AWP needs to blast away too. And it hungers for it. Brokey wants to feast. In the final 30 seconds, starts to calculate the movements of his opponents, and they realize that he could have gone elsewhere. He could have dropped back to B. But Brokey's taking his time, and that gives him a 1v1 chance inside of this site. And Brokey knows if he can find one in here, that's going to be the round back on. And he will immediately connect onto Nafany. And he'll go back towards short. Brokey starting to consider all of the movements that Hobbit could have gone through. His heart rate racing in this impactful moment. One of the most important games of FaZe's year. And Brokey could deliver them a crucial clutch. He's wrapped to the apartments. His elevated position. He looks down onto his lowly surf and he calls that bluff on Hobbit, and the shot to complete it. Brokey is an animal.
The composure, the patience that Brokey is showing, and the reaction from Cloud9 says it all. These last 2 rounds have been devastating. They've been denied golden opportunities. And for Brokey to have so much patience like that is incredible. He realizes he has an advantage if they think he could have gone back. Hobbit decides he has to leave his teammate, and yet somehow Brokey able to clear that close corner. And what does this do to Cloud9, who have just had a terrible map loss already? Now they're losing rounds like this.
Oh, that was insane. The clutch is just such a prolonged fight. Brokey is so patient in this moment. How does he hold his nerve in this matchup for that long? And it's broken them again. Cloud9's face is just disheveled right now. What can they do?
You can see how that one hurts Cloud9. The stars of FaZe going supernova in this matchup. Look at that fire icon next to their name. They are on an absolute tear. And it's only going to get worse. It's just these pistols taking some control. That's really all they get. Axel about to meet his maker in Rops. Already, FaZe looking good.
I think the main thing has to be the mental now for Cloud9.
It has been since the start of this map, right? The fact that that comeback goes against you. You needed a clean start to this.
I mean, at least the earlier round loss, right? You kind of didn't expect to win that round necessarily.
Sure.
That's one you have to win
Exactly.
in the gun round.
But the difference is FaZe have their players clutching out. They have them stepping up. And they're winning these crucial close rounds. As you now focus onto the A play. It would take something masterful from Cloud9 on this setup to pull away FaZe. Carrigan's going to start slinking up short. Hobbit close by with a CZ in hand. He'll send out the bullets, but no kills will be found from it. And Shiro, always good for at least one in those kind of positions. But it's nice and clean from FaZe. 7 in a row.
No stopping them right now. Feels like they can almost see Paris in front of them with the way they're playing at the moment. Coming off that Mirage win and not skipping a beat on Inferno.
Yeah, and let's just think about it. If FaZe do complete this run and they go through this last chance qualifying, and they close out this map and they go 2-0, they lock themselves in a spot in the Paris Major, just think of the storyline that sets up for FaZe, right? The possibility of having a last chance qualifier run, they could go all the way through the Major. This is a team that can absolutely win that championship. And what a great story that would be in the Counter-Strike world on its final chapter of CSGO. FaZe from the last chance to the Major. And they have that opportunity if they close this one out.
Yeah, to take the major, could you imagine the accolades for this team, right?
It's still a long way off, right? But it's the fact that they at least give themselves that chance, because at moments through last week, it felt like they wouldn't have even had the opportunity to go to Paris. And they said in the interviews during the break as well, Alex, this is the first time we've had a last chance qualifier. Let's make the most of it.
Yeah, they took a really healthy mindset. They said they almost feel a little lucky to have this opportunity. And making the most of it right now.
No luck on display here, though. It's all skill. Banana control being fought for by Cloud9 early. That 3-player lean to take that. Hobbit starts to make his way back. FaZe are happy to retake this later on. They've had so much success doing so. It feels like Cloud9 aren't really contesting it after the initial barrage. So happy to give that space.
Top mid is the position that FaZe will take instead. Cloud9 happy to play passive because they have Shiro rotating over. With all that banana control, Nafany can sit alone. Now that he's been flashed, he may have to give this up. He still jump peaks, but he gets the info he needed. The smoke can delay if he wants to rotate here.
It's a dangerous game, but it has delayed things significantly. Look at that clock, 40 seconds, and he still hasn't thrown that smoke down. Only plumes it now, and that's going to really force FaZe's hand here. They have to go towards A. Shiro, though, starts to get cold feet. So does Hobbit. They've got the wrong read on this.
Oh, the shift at the rotation back over has completely opened up this site for the attack. Buster deploys some temporary cover because he knows they're about to be crunched on. They're about to be split from two sides. And this isn't easy. 10 seconds for FaZe, though, if they can hold long enough. But what a shot. Brokey breaks through the clouds, and the A site is set up for FaZe. Plank goes in. Cloud9 with no other option to try and save what they can. But they might not even be given that mercy. Rain is close to Hobbit. And he does lose out that fight. So at least a small chance here for Hobbit to slip away, but Brokey's not stopped. He's continued to move forward, even with the big green gun on his back. He brings out the Tech 9 and begins to fight a dance of death with Hobbit. And none of those kills will come through. Hobbit is allowed to back away safely and carry the rifles into the next one here for Cloud9.
Yeah, and I feel like we're seeing both sides of FaZe here. I mean, still a fantastic shot from Brokey. I'm not going to take that away from him. But some of the previous rounds were much more individual focused. This feels like FaZe in control of this round and of the rotations. They make Cloud9 panic at the last possible second. And that's the shot. The gun barrel spotted.
It's so sick from his perspective. Because it's so 16 from his perspective, because we were on the perspective of Buster and it looked crazy. It looked like it just came out of nowhere, but you see it from his perspective and it's just real good skill coming in. Timeout taken for Cloud9, 3 out of 4 of them used.
They can have one left remaining for this entire map.
They have to, though. They've lost 8 in a row. They won the pistol. They won nothing since.
And even those rounds came down to the wire, right? How much of a brawl they were. FaZe were forcing the issue.
At this point, FaZe just looking to get the job done. It feels like Cloud9 have rolled over. They haven't brought that same fight here into Inferno, and that's why we were saying the first map felt like that was a must-needed win. They needed to pick up Mirage if they wanted to compete as we go deeper in this series. It looks so good for them to do it.
Can you imagine if they came in 16-4 with Axel Shiro putting on those killer performances? They'd have the high riding into this one.
Yeah, it could have been a completely different story. But FaZe in full control and Cloud9 nowhere to be seen. It's a clear sky at the moment.
Carrigan can call no wrong at the moment either. Saw it in that last round with the rotations. Hobbit and Nafany with the rifles. Really have to step up big here.
Can't really contest Banana with the lack of utility. The setup is not really massively focused on the B side initially anyway.
Rifle comes over. Both of them are here over on B.
FaZe just testing the waters right now. Making sure they have some presence towards B. But their options remain open. And now they'll take top mid.
Presence everywhere from FaZe at the moment. They're just taking the map for free. Hobbit gets a bit of spam back through. That HE looks pretty nice, but he's caught through the smoke. Rain spams him down through the cloud. And Axile looking desperately for something through this archway. Drops on the other side, presents an opportunity, but the Deagle does not sing true. Carrigan just starts to force on through short. And now they're just crunching onto the side. The rifle spamming on down. Shiro, what a shot. Nafany finds one too, and Shiro still standing. Unbelievable. Oh my God.
That is incredible. Shiro from the site. He had absolutely no right to get anything out of that. And suddenly he explodes. And FaZe might implode. But Rain is looking to recover this round. The bomb planted. Nerves can be settled. And who else but Rain, the coolest player, but it's not going to happen. Nafany sends the bullets in. And even though Rain has the heaps of experience, it's not enough to recover the damage that Shiro inflicted on them in the site. He's just delivering deke shot after deke shot. They're pressing him from so many different sides. And Shiro somehow manages 3 out of that.
That is such a shock to the system of FaZe. That's the first. What does he see? Oh! Incredible that he gets that final shot off.
Yeah.
That is dumbfounding that Shiro is able to find a way to do that. To get something out of that round when the odds are stacked against him. Absolutely no right to get away with that. But he has somehow damaged them up enough. And Cloud9 back to a goodbye.
Spam through. There are players.
That's got to inspire them, right, Alex?
Exactly. Look, we said that Cloud9 haven't had those sort of individual step-ups when they've been struggling. It's currently a passive setup from Cloud9. 2B, 2A. Hobbit over on long. And FaZe leaning outside this A site. Top mid fight's ready.
Oh, Axel is under a lot of pressure. Molly is going to be cancelled out. So he'll just smoke that out. FaZe not pressuring top mid. Not looking for the fights just yet. They're just trying to force them further back in this setup. And they're taking their time, getting the apartments control.
Ooh, that spam's good. Forces Buster off. Can't afford to stay up high now. They know, and Rain swings on through. Over the hay bales and into the head of Buster. Looking for more as well. Charges into the site, but Axile, he stood strong for 2. Anchoring this pit like a monster, but Carrigan eventually flushes him out. A 2 versus 2 now as they make their way onto the site.
Well done from Axel to keep Cloud9 competitive in this one. Brokey covers off short. Carrigan now needs to get his gun ready because Nafany charges in from long. And Carrigan was so ready for that. And Shiro was the hero in the last round. Can he do it again? He's got that trusty Deeg. And also the AWP. Coming out of the apartments, Carrigan is going to be watching for this extension around the corner. Shiro has to be so quick. Faster than light. To make anything happen here, and he's not really moving forward, taking too much time. Shiro extends out. It's a great shot on Carrigan, but when it's not enough for the kill, you will get just rifled down. And FaZe make quick work of it. What a call.
Yeah, look, Rain on the entry, flying out. Axel thought he might do enough here, but this fight against Carrigan was the key fight of the round. Carrigan gets onto the site, and it's a big round from Carrigan, reading that Nafany put that lurk smoke down.
Twist is really
I know what Twist's favorite line is.
Yeah, he's been the emotional sort of support here. He's providing so much of the energy. Ooh. And this is a change-up. Cloud9 trying to get aggressive down mid, and it's very similar to that of B&E's aggression. Twist gets caught on the T-stairs. This time, FaZe find the recovery. Rain and Carrigan take out the 2 top hitters for Cloud9. Shiro and Axel fall by the wayside.
I don't know what Axel was doing there, just trying to get away from that flank through top mid, just jumps through the smoke and gives over that kill, but he had very few options with Rain coming on through, taking down Shiro. And now they're going to go for the stack onto A. They have to gamble it, have to roll the dice. FaZe pausing, waiting to see if any aggression comes from Cloud9, and it might just net them something here. Yeah. Hobbit, he's walking on forward, a back spotted, about to swing, a missed shot. Carrigan survives, and Buster finds Rops.
Yeah, trades it out to even numbers again, but there's still 55 seconds left, and Nafany wants to fight middle. They go into a blow-for-blow fight. 2 players stay up, but barely alive. The health low on 2, but it's a 3v3, and FaZe are sending that bomb back up. Carrigan is here ahead of the pack, and Cloud9's rotation's in.
There's more utility here. Rain has more utility that could slow this retake, but Hobbit doesn't try to deny. He'll wait for the frag.
Yeah, and just crosses into the open. Brokey is now broken apart. But Carrigan, he's still standing from the same spot, and he's the player with health here. Rain is not the one you want in the late round here with the health, but he'll send the utility in. They now know exactly where he is, and Buster burns away, and now it's down to just a 1 versus 1. 2 players that engaged in damage earlier in middle. Now it comes down to the final tap, and Rain does not fall for it the first time around. There's no stick, there's no time. Rain's won it from just hiding around the corner. An extra salt to the wound. He peeks on through and closes on the kill.
Through Hellfire comes Rain. What a clutch. The incendiary had to force through because they needed to take the fight. Buster was so low. I can't believe they managed to pull that back. There's the flames. You can see the decision making here. Buster knows he has to try and fight this because Nafany had such little HP, but doesn't account for the damage.
It's just perfectly timed. That molly is perfectly timed from Rain. It's just every round, man.
Yeah, well, you can see why. This is the most intense matchup of the year, right? One major, and you have 1 chance now to get it done. FaZe are absolutely looking like the side that are going to take that major spot. And Cloud9 look dejected. They don't look like they are even confident in themselves whatsoever, and why would you be? You are not in this game right now. It's Shiro with the deagle. Sure, a couple of rounds ago, that's a sign of life, but you failed to convert on it. All of these clutches, all of these close rounds are going the way of FaZe, and that scoreline is ticking up, and 10 is not the number that Cloud9 want to look at.
Such a dominant T-half, and could be even more so. Utility reigns back and forth. Cloud9 was so good with the utility against G2. This time around, it feels like they've not been having the purchase to be able to do that over towards Banana. FaZe are getting this space so early and so uncontested.
Yeah, it's tough for Cloud9 here with the lack of utility in this round. Incendiary finally comes in. Barely any flashes for them though, so actually swinging Banana, not really an option. FaZe have left the bomb back at spawn, so they're happy to take their time. And again, you see how FaZe just love to take this Banana control, pressure into top mid, and then from there, it's really difficult for Cloud9 to read these rounds.
That's what Carrigan's been excelling at. Outmaneuvering Cloud9. We've seen it in so many of these T-sided rounds, and this one already looking good in the positioning. Edging on forward here. Hobbit is drawn on back, and this is a very powerful angle. Does get that first kill, looking for a second, but Rain trades.
Yeah, important for Rain to get that trade. If Hobbit had composed himself for a second, would have put Cloud9 in a solid spot, but look at this from Rain. He gets into the cubby. Buster isn't checking it. The tip around the corner is enough for Rain. That's enough of a warning sign. But the play is into B. And Twist once again at the front of the charge. Running in, clears out Nafany, and he is going to be methodical. Surely they're going to check. Shiro! Brokey over the top. Shiro stood no chance in dealing with the speed of Brokey. And Axel has to look on as FaZe take on to 11.
All hope in that round for Cloud9 was based around baiting Shiro there. Time was so low as they came into the site. Incredible that Brokey's able to clear that with the AWP coming over the top.
Yeah, that's wild. Absolutely wild. And for Cloud9, you can see Axel in the previous round slinking back in his chair. Every thought going through their head, racing through their minds right now is what they're going to miss out on, what they play for. And this is about to get much worse for Axel. His world, luckily, will remain here on the server. He'll keep his rifle up into the next, but for Cloud9, you've got to be thinking about the loss. As much as you don't want to, it is going to slip into the back of your mind. They've just had a traumatizing few days of the amount of
Brokey from the top rope.
I mean, really, that round was just fantastic calling from Carrigan. Just the way they're able to find that fight on a Hobbit. Rain sticks around to hold the rotation, and Robs is just immediately down Speedway because you've got two players so close on B. Defense completely split.
What a game Rain is having. 17 kills. Getting involved in a lot of the important early action. It is still a buy from Cloud9. Nade's a little better this time, but they're still not contesting Banana, and FaZe might go faster here.
Carrigan at the front this time around. Is it going to be success on the B entry? The answer is no for Carrigan. But eventually Nafany should be overwhelmed. He should be, but he's not been just yet. Nafany has done a lot, and he goes to the new box, and his team are stepping up now when most needed. And this is going to be a fourth round for Cloud9, most likely. Robson Brokey left in Banana. They do have a lot of time, but Cloud9 have the players and the utilities dropped outside of B. It's not a great smoke. There's a big gap, and two players are very low here. Robs doesn't send the nade the right direction.
There's no way you can know that.
Nope, not at all. But right now, Cloud9 will take what they can get in this half, and that is going to be a fourth. Great job from Nafany to get it.
Yeah, no need to repeat now.
Unless something crazy happens on the side here in these final 30 seconds, and maybe Rops is going to take us that. Oof. Spots out Shiro. Now they realize the commitment's coming in, and what a way to close on your fourth round. Cloud9 need a comeback similar to that they suffered on Mirage. We're going to take a break. This second half continues. FaZe might be heading to Paris. The sting of defeat will soon be felt if Cloud9 keep up this performance. FaZe's first half is pushing them closer and closer to Paris. Cloud9 now have to dig deeper than ever to be able to mentally recover and get back into this game.
Yeah, not looking good right now. They at least come through with 1 or 2 at the end of that first half. But Cloud9 have got to do it on the T side. For FaZe, everything going right now. And it's Rain at top of the board. Let's see how this pistol unfolds.
Spotted in mid, going up and towards apps for information. Rops doesn't spot anybody, and Twist is not slowing down, but Hobbit makes him stop. Gets the opener, gets himself a USP, and Carrigan is just man-fighting in mid, and he comes out the victor.
Yeah, great reply. Back into the 4 versus 4 for this very important pistol for Cloud9. A lot of time still to play with.
Rob's alone on the A site itself. Brokey is arriving. But Cloud9 is still so far back here.
Oh, silent boost.
Oh, look at Robs.
This is great timing.
This is
spot them
fantastic for Ross, but he doesn't get around just in time, and Brokey is getting ready for this. Ready and steady. Brokey's USP gets absolutely wrecked. What a shot from Shiro. Now they barrel back into Rops, who's now been spotted. Cloud9 have that info, and they want to apply pressure in towards this A site. Rain is still over here. Rain is still in defense, and he is looking for another headshot as he runs towards long. Nafany fights back, but an important kill from Carrigan as Shiro, the talisman, gone. It's just Nafany left. He has got the bomb on his back. If he is to kill Carrigan, it would be a 1v1 and an open sight towards B. And he needs this block kill, and Nafany's got it. Now it opens up the clutch.
Bit of util as well, a smoke and a flash. Rops has no kit. Nafany's going to get that bomb down, and that smoke, he can go anywhere.
Nafany starts to slither back, knowing how important this pistol round is for Cloud9's chances of remaining competitive here on this map and in their major contention. Rops comes back in, a smoke still available to use, but the time will begin to tick. Nafany in a very common position, needs to be accurate, and Rops jumps around the corner. USP to the kill, and Nafany will shatter as he's so close, but yet so far to winning a crucial round for Cloud9.
Perfect way to do it from Rops. Knows he can jump around the corner. Hard to hit the headshot for Nafany, and he recovers with the body shots, gets all the info he needs. And again, just when it feels like Cloud9 might open up an opportunity for themselves, the FaZe individuals show up too strong.
Rops is just a pistol god, isn't he? Memories of that incredible clutch he pulled out on this map. Looking fantastic. in that final shot there. And the crucial kill on Hobbit as well, once his position was known, has to be the force from Cloud9. They got that bomb plant, and they're so desperate for rounds as they slip away, just like their chances in the major. And Robs opens again.
Carrigan playing close. Rain behind him. Axile has that AK in play. Shiro will fall, but that is the AK activated from Axile.
And we'll use it to devastating effect. Towards the side, it's Rain's swing out that is perfectly accurate. He goes toe-to-toe with Axile's rifle prowess. And FaZe Clan step closer to 13. Buster and Nafany, they're not getting towards B. They are starting to fall back. They've still got a full minute left. But if you go back into this A side, there's still 2 players there, and it's Twists and Rob. So very scary twosome on both sides at the moment.
And these are the 2 players you have to pull this off with. Not often called upon as the stars of Cloud9. Maybe this is their moment in the spotlight. Have to be clean into the site. A lot of utility for Buster if they can actually get the bomb down into the post plant. The FaZe aren't giving them anything. They know they have every advantage in this, and including that is the clock. Ticking on down now, Nafany and Buster taking so much time clearing out long. By the time they get to site, look at Robs' position. He can undo everything. He positions out in the open and he goes down. Twist has to do it again. MP9 out, gets the first. Buster trades, and now it's into the clutch.
Well, it's just enough time to lock that plant in, but Buster, has he got the chops? Can he pull off this 1 versus 2 up against Rain and Brokey? Brokey comes back through from middle. Rain will pull the initial attention, and Buster thinks that's to pull attention away from short, so he's looking there instead. He would be right to assume that Brokey is coming from this side. Now they're doubling up. Brokey's a little bit too far ahead, though, and he knows that Rain is there, too. Steps him in. Buster steps up. The new guy for Cloud9, the most recent addition, but the most important rounds are coming through.
They brought him in as an experienced player for this team. They didn't think they could do it in the intense moments with the old roster. And Buster brings an important clutch for Cloud9. Even though the molly bounces back, he wins the fight. And maybe Cloud9 have something to say here to FaZe. It hasn't felt good for them on this map, but they'll force FaZe down to pistol.
2v4 converted now into a position where they can get another 2 rounds off the back of it if this force doesn't work for FaZe.
Chance them off the back of that for Cloud9. Got to seize that opportunity. You cannot afford to go down to these pistols, and Carrigan is looking to make the most of them. He's pushed down Banana. Here comes the first test. Axel has no issue in dealing with Carrigan's advanced position, and the MAC-10 soars forward.
Banana was a difficulty for FaZe in those matchups. We saw them fall to both Mals and to B&E.
Yeah, that Rain combo with Carrigan on that B side, Hawk, you were mentioning that.
Look at this stack from FaZe. This is about to get real deadly in top mid.
It could be an absolute calamity here for Cloud9. They go forward into the top mid setup. It's Robs as Deagle, the strike's on out, and another one. Twist chimes in, and the pistols are finding everything for FaZe. Cloud9 fading away, and Shiro is running back down Banana. He still sees a chance to get his team back into this round, even after the nightmare start. Rain is racing him back through the speedway, trying to get there to cut off the cross, and the Deagle sends the shots forward, but Shiro sees the 1v1, knows that this is his best chance to draw this back to some even numbers. He has to know that Rain's gone towards the ruins. Shiro locks in the bomb plant. What a clutch this would be for Cloud9 to save them against these weaker guns, but Twist is around the back, and he's got an AK. They'll lock it in for FaZe. That is the risk you run when you go up against the Deagles, when you walk into the Deagle stack, hung out to dry are Cloud9.
And when FaZe were at their best, those are the rounds they win. When FaZe were winning tournaments, those are the sorts of rounds they win. When you least expect it, Robs comes up with 2 huge kills. And just like that, FaZe crushed the dreams of Cloud9 in that round.
Yeah, Shiro in the 1v2, so difficult to know where the second player is. You can see his decision-making to stick the bomb, knowing that only Rain has been spotted.
Well, this is intense. Now FaZe Clan 3 rounds away. They know if they break them down again, they can almost taste that major ticket. And Shiro, he's gone towards logs. He's got the AK, the only premium rifle in their hands right now, and Shiro's trying to make it sing. But Rain does not like that song. He silences him on the banana push. Kerrigan at the front.
Gets himself an AK.
Yeah.
And an extra smoke too. Now they've got plenty to defend this site with.
They'll tuck on back, so Cloud9 can at least take banana control. But look at the lack of utility. You don't even have an AK to try and open things up with a headshot. It's going to be really hard for Cloud9 to find a way in right now.
Yeah, Kerrigan's just waiting to deploy the smoke as soon as he gets a piece of information. And there it is. The first piece is the utility coming over the top. He'll deploy the smoke. And Kerrigan will likely stand and fight now that they already have that player advantage. Cloud9 are tricksy when it comes to these kind of plays, though. They like to activate a boost, throw a player up, try and get in and around these smokes.
A flash being set up to allow Kerrigan just to charge into the pit.
Oh, that's actually hit a player, so they have to know they're charging forward now, and Kerrigan goes swinging through the smoke. It's not enough done from this B-hold. Rain just gets one, Kerrigan gets none. And Twists caught in the open. That has to be the save call. Cloud9 find their way through to the B site.
Really did not expect that from Cloud9. Using their smokes well enough to just isolate the fights. Twist, they're getting caught in the open. FaZe are actually hanging around here. I don't think they're going to go for it.
Surely not. Damage the main goal here, knowing that Cloud9 have such a long path ahead of them. You deny any of these rifles and, yeah, the round win comes through, but they're still going to be limping into the follow-ups. Rops gets one and a second, collecting on these players. Buster will at least get this AK, but he's not going to be able to hold on to it. The bomb should take him down if Brokey doesn't. Oh, wow, just about avoids it.
They'll take it. Cloud9 will take it. They'll take whatever they can get at this point. That's the play Kerrigan tried to make. And Axel just gets up over the top. It's really hard for Rain once his teammate goes down.
Hubbard was ready for it. Hubbard was ready for it there. I mean, he was just pre-firing that push through, right? The flash didn't seem to come through or it didn't connect correctly. Maybe just a little bit too late for Kerrigan's push.
Pretty bruised by for both teams, but Cloud9 will definitely be the happier of the bunch. But we've seen FaZe just moments ago pull off a round of less.
Ooh,
and Rops and Twists, they've pushed through the apartments. Is a good control to have already. And this banana fight, if Rain can get anything down here, that would really help matters, but they don't let him get away. They send the nades in to hunt him down. Cloud9 starting to pressure B more often.
Really nice nades from Cloud9 in this round. They've just done a bit more onto Kerrigan as well. There is this apartment stack for FaZe. Trying to throw something different at Cloud9 because they know they need it to have a chance in this one.
Yeah, if Cloud9 go towards B, it should be their round. If they decide to force the issue over here on A, that's where it could get really out of hand. Such a offensive setup here. Twist with that FAMAS waiting for the jiggle from Buster. Spots him out, ready for the shot. No trade coming through either, and you've still got this setup here.
You still have the setup of Brokey, but Rops has been pulled out of that, and now Brokey follows suit. Twist caught looking the wrong way. Great rounds here from Cloud9, nice and clean. And they'll move through to the A site to confirm their 7th.
Yeah, still just so hard to catch all the Cloud9 players off guard. You might get one, but then I think Cloud9 start to figure out where they need to be looking.
Feels a bit unfortunate for FaZe because Cloud9 really, they went for what you'd expect where you put the pressure on. I'm going to catch Kerrigan at the end. Put the pressure on B, get the opener, force that defensive setup, and then they walk into the stack and still come out ahead on almost all fronts. Oh, we get to see Hobbit.
Sometimes Cloud9's T-side patience does pay off every now and then, and that is a perfect example of it.
I think it suits a map like Inferno a little bit more than Mirage, right? And that's why we're seeing the success here that we weren't seeing there.
Felico for FaZe, nothing doing in this round. And you just look at some of the names on the server, realize how tenured they are. And especially for players like Carrigan, with the career trajectory they've had, they know how important every major is.
Yeah, and he's picked up one of them. He's missed out on two of them. He probably felt like he could have won. The Boston one, and obviously in Rio, didn't even put up a fight. And dead last. So you don't want to throw away another chance at a major title when you've got the best team you've ever played with.
It's been 9 years since Rain missed out on a major. This will be his 15th consecutive if he makes it there.
And he's still putting up massive numbers. Previous major MVP, top fragger right now when FaZe need him the most.
And for Cloud9, the story last year, right, was the fact that you have all these players in the top 5, you have some of the best players in the world on your team, and what did you get? You got a Dallas, an IM Dallas competition where people were coming into that event either pulling out or coming in tired right off the back of the major, and FaZe themselves were tired off the major win. They were the team that Cloud9 beat to go ahead and get that title. But other than that, Cloud9 really struggled to get any significant results last year. In the playoffs of Rio, choked out to Maus. They've never really broken through. And if they drop the ball, which is looking likely right now, and it's going to be heartbreak for them because Cloud9 will not attend the only major of this year. They will not even have a chance to challenge for the title. And that has got to be going through the back of their heads.
This is a key moment for FaZe. I'm glad they took that time out. That nade does some damage down mid. But it's important that they don't just force up here and have the buy that's not completely perfect. They decide to take another half buy. This round could still be competitive.
The issue comes to Cloud9. If any of these rounds fall into disarray, they're not going to have any time to take a break, right? All those timeouts that they use so early could be an issue if this game continues to extend.
You won't have time in that respect, but you also won't have time to recover it because FaZe will be at the 14 rounds, pushing 15, right? You don't have too many. You can't make mistakes now if you're Cloud9. This needs to be a perfect T side.
Has been looking very good for them in these last few. 3 in a row that they're on currently.
Yeah, the worrying part is when FaZe get the full buy back out, right? When they have all the bells and whistles again. That'll be the true test for Cloud9 to see if this comeback is actually on. But they have slipped up to Deagles already, and Brokey's kicked things off with another.
Gonna get himself an AK as well. Edging on forward, picks that one up, rifle in his hands. Nafany's trying to get it, but it's already been stolen.
Yeah, Nafany's trying to get it back, but it's already gone. And 30 seconds left as Cloud9 start to shift their attentions back over to B, where currently it is Twist with an MP9 and Carrigan with just a P250. We've also got another player right above Twist's head. The stack is at the ready, and Twist, okay, the MP9, the little gun, but it's rapid to kills. Axel and Shiro fall foul to it, and Twist yet again. How has he done that? How have Cloud9 let that go?
When you need a hero, this man steps up and delivers. What a round. We were just talking about this run that Cloud9 were on. That one is such a blow.
It's crazy because Twist is not really meant to get away with that, right? He's meant to get maybe one. The pistol's above him. The setup should maybe deliver a bit more, but Cloud9 should absolutely not be attacking into the B side. One by one, not looking at Twist. How easy are these kills at this point in the tournament?
He made the MP9 look like a dig with how quick all those kills were, but you're right. It felt too easy for him. Robs will have a go with it now.
That is another round for Cloud9 where you just have to say the pressure has to be getting to them. They're not composed at any point. And this is the buy that they're going to try and hold to prevent conceding series points and elimination from major contention. We've got to see this round picked up. Good initial damage.
Shiro peering on forward. Oh, the timing shot onto Carrigan as the flash came through is perfect. Now Nafany, he starts to extend. Rain is up on there and Rain is hitting shots. Nafany falls on back, but Twist is still here on the boost. Delivers another, keeping them at bay, delivering the bomb, and it has to be Shiro. Steps up again, a boost coming on forward in front of his eyes, and he is shielded from that, but Shiro, another one. Brokey responds in kind, and we're in the 2v2, but it's only Brokey on the site.
Such an important round here for the fate of Cloud9 in this year. Shiro hits an unbelievable shot on the flick up. Brokey decides he wants the AK instead. Goes to the rifle, nearly denies, but Robs comes in. The MP9 sound will be in the nightmares of Cloud9 tonight. Back-to-back rounds closed out by a multi-kill from the SMG. FaZe get to the defuse, the plant is in, but it doesn't really matter. FaZe are looking like they're gonna close this. They're gonna break the hearts of Cloud9.
Well, Robs gets just the right timing. The bomb goes tumbling into CT. With that fight there, it makes it chaotic and it gives time for Robs to arrive on the flank. They know how close they are. They can feel it. And so can Cloud9.
They can hear it. And that is going to hurt even more. The celebration of the other side, knowing that is the complete opposite as to what you're feeling right now, which is despair, which is on the brink of collapse on your qualification process.
Timeout saved until the very last moment for that one last chance to compose yourself, to keep in this game. They need 7 in a row for overtime again.
And look what they have to do it with, Alex. It's the AKs, the Galil's coming out. They will be able to get a decent buy because of that bomb plant. That does make the difference. Get them a few extra weapons. The FaZe enter this round with one goal in mind, and that is to collapse on Cloud9 and take themselves the last challenger spot at the Paris Major.
Ouch. Rain catches that nade on top Banana. Not the ideal start for him. Banana control will now be taken. Back by Cloud9. Standard utility. FaZe cannot contest any longer.
Clock Tower of Inferno looming like the Eiffel Tower for FaZe at the moment. 1 round away, and Brokey, he can almost taste it. Edges on forward with the AWP to an advanced position. But Axel has got into the corner. But Nafany, oh, it's a missed shot from Brokey. A rare hit and a miss. Axel gets one back.
Yeah, a missed shot from Brokey is at least some mercy towards Cloud9. Gives them a fighting chance in this round as they open up. A lot of time still left, under 1 minute.
CT is so spread apart from each other right now. It's so difficult when you go down a man on that CT side of Inferno. Oftentimes teams will take a risk in this scenario, and FaZe are doing just that. They've left B, and that leaves the round completely out of the question.
Unless Cloud9 doubt themselves, but it feels very unlikely. The execute coming on through, and nobody is home. An empty bomb site, and a 9th round for Cloud9. A lifeline handed out at the tail end.
Now with the bomb plant being secured, so is the round. Brokey will drift back to CT, stop anybody pushing forward.
Now we are about to hit a scoreline that some people might remember.
On Inferno, two certain teams, Alex, I've heard. Different rosters, of course, but organizations certainly having some PTSD, I'm sure, that of FaZe. But right now, FaZe's chances to close this one will have to come a later round. Cloud9 fight their way forward, and perhaps there is a story to be had here. Maybe a comeback once again for Cloud9.
Gotta double check the bomb.
Just make sure no one's, that would be a ridiculous way to lose it, wouldn't it? To be knocked out of the major qualification. So just making sure they leave no stone unturned, and Cloud9 begin their first steps of what is needed, which is a flawless comeback just for OT.
Gotta say, Carrigan has really struggled in opening duels. If these stats are right, 0 for 8. Hasn't been too big of a problem here for FaZe. But there have been some games where this B site has been an issue for FaZe on the defense, with Rain and Carrigan sometimes playing that site together. This time it's Twist playing over on Banana alongside them.
Aggressive flashes set up there over towards second mid. It's a fake out though, because there's actually not a play being made by FaZe for that. But the idea there is to make them think that there's not this triple lean over towards B, when in fact there are 3 players here. You can see that's incentivized Axel to creep on up closer, wanting to take this fight. 2 players though on the other side, and Carrigan wins the duel this time. And he's charging on down, looking for more, spraying on through. Good damage done, but it does cost him his life.
No more rounds in Counter-Strike are this tense. We will struggle to find a moment with so much ramifications. And FaZe go 1 for 1 in the initial banana fight. Rain is fine, pushing down, claiming control of it, throws his smoke in. And they're fine leaving Rain here alone. They're going to send Twist back over towards A.
Ooh. Damage done. He was holding that gap, but now he falls back and blinded. He has a smoke still, so he can buy time here.
He can buy some time. Cloud9 don't have a lot of it. 40 seconds. They're going to start moving up towards this B site. And that rotation is not coming. FaZe are staying on the A site. Rain throws the smoke down, repositions to Coffins, but where's his teammates? They're nowhere near him.
They're going to take info and eventually rotate. You can see not spotting anything in towards top mid. Robson, Brokey make their way back. The final 20 seconds looms now. Cloud9, this is do or die.
Rain drops back behind the smoke, the rotation, and the flank's even coming in! But Robs, he shatters their hearts! FaZe are heading to Paris, and for Cloud9, they leave with absolutely nothing on the path to Paris.